So I watched Raya and the Last Dragon, and it was super not good. It left me feeling even more empty than when I watched The Good Dinosaur, which I didn't even think was possible. I was genuinely baffled to hear people's praise for this movie after seeing it myself. Any positive notes they had are things I'm going to dispel in this Raya and the Last Dragon review. First thing, people say they like the characters, but I think what they really like is the idea of these characters because everyone just has a one-note personality. Tuk Tuk had a new interesting design, but everyone else's design and personality is boring. These are just monkeys. They try to give them a new unique name to fit with the world, but they look and act like monkeys. This is a generic hyperactive side character who doesn't fit with the tone of the movie and who doesn't vibe well with the other characters. This is a cute baby character, put in to get some cheap laughs in a film that otherwise had a sense of humor which is incredibly inconsistent with the tone. Disney's humor nowadays just comes from them making obnoxious modern-day references. The characters say that they care about each other, and I mean over and over again shoving in your face this incredibly naive moral about trust, but they hardly show any of this through their actions. No one is learning from each other, so the role of each side character is pointless. And of course, our main character is part of Disney's new breed of perfect heroines who have no flaws and who don't really learn or grow throughout the film because again, they are perfect. Second thing, people say this movie is full of great action, but I don't know why a movie full of the characters just constantly running away from something that isn't even a threat is called action. There's some boring fight choreography, but I'm not interested because I don't care about the non-existent conflict these characters feel they have. The entire film is centered around a conflict between two people who knew each other for maybe 10 minutes. Why should I be invested when they don't establish a clear history between any of the characters? This story is incredibly generic and juvenile. They go from place to place picking up artifacts. That's it. The drone only come out when the plot needs it to. You'd think it'd be chasing them to create some stakes, but this film doesn't have any ticking clock. No reason for them to move quickly. The main characters could take as long as they want because there are no threats against them. And the third thing, people say they did a great job building up this world, but every explanation and everything the characters say sounds so disingenuous. I can just picture every voice actor in the recording booth reading off their lines. The dialogue doesn't sound natural at all, especially all of the exposition they shove in your face over and over again. I guess they thought the lore was so complicated they needed to re-explain it multiple times. Magic exists in this world, but it's only used when the plot calls for it and to look pretty. The rules for this magic seem to have been created haphazardly. There were some atmospheric shots I enjoyed, but it was ruined the second they shoved this monstrosity in my face. There's really no benefit to them being dragons. They could be normal sorcerers and it wouldn't make a difference. And I'd like to know if anyone who says they like the locations in this film can correctly name each one. I forgot about each place they went to as soon as they left. It's not worth remembering anyway though, because this is just a generic forest town, a generic lake town, and so on. They don't have any personality and neither do any of the people living there. And they wrap up the conflict at the end in the laziest way possible. It's like the filmmakers got to the 1 hour mark and they knew they needed to end the movie with everyone liking each other, so everyone kind of just agreed to do exactly that. Really at the end it comes down to Raya apologizing for not trusting people, but everything wrong that happened in the film happened because she did trust people. But she has every right to be skeptical, and her hesitation to make new friends is absolutely justified. No other character rightfully condones their wrongdoings except the one character who didn't do much wrong in the first place. Raya's always just reacting and trying to fix the bad things other people caused. Disney never dishes out consequences anymore to their characters, even when many people in this film straight up lie, betray each other, or commit violent acts. They just get to walk away at the end as if nothing happened. That totally goes against the film's lesson on trust because you can't build trust with somebody who doesn't learn from the wrong things they did. They will just do those things again. At the end, it hardly seems like anyone's mindset has changed at all. So I'm looking at a solid 3 out of 10. I had some hope for this movie when I saw the first promotional photo, but as they released the trailers, I started having my doubts. As with so many of Disney's previous movies, people just seem to attach themselves to the ideas of these films. A Disney princess action film sounds cool, but not if it's executed this poorly. This movie had some potential, but it didn't build up its characters or create an interesting enough world for me to want to return to.